All right, folks, welcome to a market recap. Today was very interesting. Today there was a big push to the upside and downside. That happened with this S&P divergence. I know that there was Trump speaking, but you can see this straight away reflected out of the S&P divergence as well as the drawn liquidity. That was the code goes like this. Show me a chart, I'll tell you the news, right? Simple as that. So today I was looking for a short. I did have a shorting opportunity, but I just never took it. The reason why I never took it was simply due to because of the, it never got tapped, and eventually my trade entry got invalidated after the range got fully broken through. So that's why I didn't take the trade. But it was a very interesting day today. So going over the high time frame at the start of the day, because my buy changed around 9 a.m. So at the start of the day, what we had was we had a bearish bias. We had a daily IRL to ERL, like classic, which performed to the downside with a close below because low prices. We had a weekly ERL to IRL, a weekly to the downside, as well as that's all we had in a higher time frame. Lower time frame, lower, we had a bearish order flow. We had a new continuation. I was looking for a 1 hour CRT to the 4 hour CRT. Why? Because Market was clearly going to the downside in 1 hour time frame. There's clearly a one-sided price movement. As well, we had a 4 hour key level with there was no OT, by the way. There was no daily range. There was ranges though, range high, range low, right? But that's all we had in a higher time frame. And there's a 4 hour key for buy gap. So going down to lower time frames to execute the trade. Actually going on to even lower time frame to look for a different range. Our other range we had was a double purge. Push the range low, push the range high, push the range low, have extended the range high. Eventually go down to the 5-minute time frame for the execution. What we had here was we had this, PPI pull up. PPI went up to the upside, eventually came down, but I closure below PPI, then eventually looking for a resistance block entry, which never got tapped. But you can see the resistance block, the model one of the PPI, the model one of his LCRT didn't get tapped. But if he were to hold that trade, it was going to go on a loss. And why? Because you took the trade. That's why. And this is why I like to trade Total Soup, because he prevents a lot of moves like this, right? He prevents from this happening, right? Because now during a specific hour after the one gets created during 9 a.m., if it does not give me the setup during that specific duration and the market breaks, because our time frame breaks below the low, then the setup is invalid. Now the setup is no longer valid. Now it's invalidated. So that's what happened. Now that entry is invalid, so we don't take the entry no more. But during this time, during like right around here, right 10:45, 10:30, or 10 a.m. is when buy changed from a bearish buy to a bullish bias. We're gonna talk about that. But one thing I want to discuss I said in my Discord trading chat that why I only trade Total Soups, right? Why I don't take a Model 1 itself? You can see this is why I don't take the Model 1 itself, because usually I want to only sell high, buy low, sell high, buy deep retracement, sell deep retracement, right? But if you're trading Model 1 like this, you're selling low, so you're gonna get inevitably get wrecked. And with a Total Soup, time is with you most of the time, right? In this case, the reason why we're alive is multiple things here, right? Because of time slash you got broken through, so the setup is invalidated, no longer a valid entry. And the next thing is that higher RR, right? I get more RR. So if I have a lot of loss, let's just say my trades go for 5 RR, right? Fix on 5 RR or even more. If that happens and I take a setup, the 5 RR is a lot, right? So if I take a loss, that loss is high. It's not gonna affect my buys. And as you guys know, for you to actually grow your account, you need to have a minimum, an average of a 5 RR to grow your account aggressively, not aggressively, to grow it up passively, right? To where you actually grow up your account. You need to have at least a 5 RR minimum in order for you to grow your account out, right? Simple as that. So that's why, and that's the reasoning why I trade only Turtle Soup and directional blocks only. But now going over to the lower time frame as well, we did have this OT, but it was, overall got disrespected. But during that Pacific time, our buys changed from a bearish to bullish because we had a weekly SMT with this weekly ERL. So now we go from weekly ERL back to weekly IRL with a golden asset, which was GU. So now going on to the lower time frame. What we had here was they weekly SMT series outside. So we got a weekly SMT ERL to IRL, which got tapped fast as well. But on a daily time, on a daily ERL back to this daily IRL, which is this fair value gap right over here, which got tapped as well very quick. So during that time, we had a new control profile, 2, 5 inclination, 90 manipulation, 1 pivot expansion. So eventually, we're looking for advanced entry as well, which it never offers that advanced entry because the 8 AM candle got suspected. And during that 8 AM candle duration, after the SMT, which happened around, pretty sure, I go to the lower time frame with this candle at 9 AM, it never offered us that trade entry. So the 5-minute was no longer valid. So if it's go down to the 15-minute time frame to in order for us to look for that trade. And on the 15-minute time frame, we never had a setup. Market just explodes to the upside. If you were to trade Turtle Soup, you would have definitely had a setup. But if you don't trade Turtle Soup, you're not gonna have that setup. And there's candidates of Turtle Soups, right? In this case, my candidate wasn't there, so I'm not executing the trade. As simple as that. And the market hit out drawn liquidity right when the market hit out drawn liquidity. I was bearish, which the bearishness never gives a setup. I was looking to take a short on this OTE, right? I'm gonna be real and honest with you guys right over here. I was looking to take this short on this OTE, but this OTE already happened, right? So it's no longer valid, right? A leg of the OTE already happened because high, low, higher, high, lower, low, right? OTE push lower, right? So after the first leg happens, this OTE is no longer valid, right? Because the leg already happened, second leg already happened, right? And for OTEs, we're trying to determine the second leg. We're not trying to determine the third leg, right? It's only determined the second leg, and this is why I didn't take the trade. But if you were to take the trade, you would have gotten dismantled. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. Notifications down below, and I'll see you guys later. This lesson of the day is just to focus on following your trading algos, because if you didn't, and if you took that yesterday trade, the yesterday trade idea, if you didn't profit, you thought you go lower, you would have been wrecked, right? I mean, you could have definitely profited around down here if you were to be very, smart, and okay, this is a weekly SMT. I should be getting out of the trade because the target is met, right? So you have to just get out from there. But if you didn't do that, then eventually market is gonna fully reverse. That's why the market fully reversed. You gotta be very smart with it, right? That's why my rules are there to give me the move where this is high likely not to happen against me. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share. Join us down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Very lessonable day. Lesson number 1 is during the session, you can see during the session, the draw could change from bearish to bullish. So my rule says I must always constantly monitor X, Y, and G during the trading session, because the draw liquidity can change. And guess what happened? The draw liquidity changed, in which I was, which I knew about it, right? And I was conscious about it that, okay, draw liquidity changed from bearish to bullish. So, that kept me very smart, and they kept me very, I'm sorry, like it just, I knew that buy changed. That's all we had. for the day. And this is all it was. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share. Down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Nothing special about this day. Just the journal could change during the session, and there was no psychology problem I can tell you guys about. But yeah, see you guys later. Peace out.